Oh, there it goes. Okay, we are going to get started. I know there will be people joining, and I just actually got a message from two of the girls that were supposed to be on tonight, and there was an emergency with one. So we are going to get started, and I told them I would send them the playback. So, good evening, and welcome to our Strong Start call tonight to get you started with your business. And I am going to go ahead and share my screen with you, so hopefully you're able to see it. So give me 1 second till I get that going here. Okay, so we should be ready to start. So I am Vanessa Boyle. I am your director on our Pampered Chef team. And just to give you a little bit of background about me, I've been with the business for 4 years. It's actually my 4-month anniversary this month. And when I originally first started with the business, I never thought I'd stick with it. I was one of those girls that thought I was going to do it for the summer, and that was it. And I thought it was going to be fun money. And here I am 4 years later, loving it more than ever. And one of the best blessings in the business is watching other people achieve their goals and their dreams. So a couple of years ago, I took on the leadership role, and now I started to welcome people to our team and our organization, and I train people on our team. I train people in the company. So I have really pretty much invested myself into the business wholeheartedly. One of the things I always want you to know is that I will support you at all times. We have a great system, a great team. So it is a great network of people who like to support each other, like to cheer each other on. So you have definitely chosen the right team to be a part of. And anybody on our team will tell you that because our team is amazing. So welcome. And the reason this is called the 90-day Strong Start program is because when you first start your business, you have 90 days that they give you that you don't pay for your website. You have 90 days that they will keep throwing money at you to earn Pampered Chef dollars. And in your first 90 days, we want you to rock it out so much that you just love us so much that you'll never want to leave. So it's a great program. So getting started. So just a couple details for you. As you first get started with the business, within a couple days after starting, you will be receiving an email directly from me. So as soon as your information comes through onto my end in the system, I have an email I generate, and I will list all of your important dates that you need to remember, basically your 30 days and 90-day deadlines. But you want to make sure you keep track of those, because within your first 30 days, you'll get the bonus. And for this month, the bonus is if you sell $12.50 in your first 30 days, which whoever your recruiter is, we will help you to do your first couple shows. We usually like to try to get 4 shows booked all on the same day, and then we run them for you within the week. It just makes it easier so we don't lose track if we try to start them on different days. But if you hit the $12.50 in your first 30 days, you are going to earn this month, which is unbelievable. I'm in the business 4 years and I've never seen this. So you will get $250 in free money towards any products you want. You could save it for national conference. You could use it for catalogs at a later time. So it's just a really great perk. And then the other perk is that every time you hit 1250, and this does not have to be per show, it carries over and keeps building. So every time you keep hitting 1250, however you accrue that, they will keep throwing you 100 Pampered Chef dollars that you could save, you could store it doesn't expire, or you can purchase products, which is an amazing opportunity for you. So that's why I always say go big or go home your first 90 days, because this is going to be the time where you could rock it out, or you could stink at it and then cry about it. But we don't let that happen on our team. We want to get you started strong. That's why we do your first training call. That's why we do your first couple parties, because we want to see you rock it out. We want you to get all these bonuses. And the part that I forgot is your paycheck. When you hit 1250 in your first 30 days, you're going to have at least a minimum paycheck of $287.50. So not too shabby for a part-time gig that you either could work from home or that you basically choose your own hours and days. And most jobs, you would never get to do that with part-time gigs. So team training, what's available to support you in your new business? Well, we have a lot that supports you, okay? First things first is we usually try to meet every first Wednesday of the month at my house. And of course, snow has really gotten us, and then Ash Wednesday got us this week. So I'm looking at creating a recipe night coming up this month. And I will be posting that date as soon as I get it confirmed with some other of our leadership people on days that they can make it. But what we'll be doing is basically once a month we meet in home, anybody that can. We also Zoom if you can't make it, then that way you have that support in person. We also do Zoom calls just like this one every Tuesday. We call it Tip Tuesday. It's every Tuesday night at 8:30. And when we do these calls, we rotate leaders in the business. So then that way you're hearing from different people, different perspectives. So it makes it really great. And every week is a different topic. We also have two team pages. One is Team Boyle, which is my organization that you're under. And then the Pampered Peeps is my director and her organization that we fall under as well. They are two great support networks for you. We also have Facebook Live. So there's times that different people in the group will go Facebook Live to support you with different ideas. And then we have PC University, which is from the company. It's training right from them. Everybody gets the same training, in which you'll go through at your convenience. But we recommend trying to get that program looked at within your first 30 days of business. I also am currently working on another access, which I will show you at the end of tonight's call, because I do have a lot of it worked on. It's still a work in progress, but it's definitely something that can get you started. So I will save that for the end, and I'll share that screen with you in a little bit. History of the company. How do you know where you're going if you didn't know where you started? So one of the things I like to do is go over a little bit of our history, because I think it holds the value of what the company has as far as a mission statement and the vision. So we are founded by a woman by the name of Doris Christopher, and she started the business nearly 40 years ago. And she started with the intent that she was going to stay and raise her children and work around her family life. She was a home economics teacher, so of course cooking was the center of her world, as well as educating others. And she got the brainstorm, and she developed stoneware, of course, because it's been around forever. And she was going to go out, and she was going to go to people's homes, and she was going to help them make memories in their kitchens. So it was a rainy night, and she was about to turn around, and something made her just, keep going. And now like I said, we've been in business almost 40 years, so which is super fun for you, because when we have a 40th anniversary, I cannot wait, because I am sure it's going to be banging with tons of fun. Some other fun facts with our company is the fact that we've been in business so long, we've continued to advance. I mean, in the 4 years I've been in the business, the growth and advancements that we've made as far as products, staying contemporary, foods that are on trend, the online components, shopping online for people, making it easy and user-friendly. I mean, we've grown by leaps and bounds in just this short amount of time. We can contribute a lot of this to our CEO of our company. Her name is Tracy Britt Cool, and she is actually a protege of Warren Buffett. So if you're familiar with Warren Buffett, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you're not, go on and Google it when we get off, because you definitely want to know who Warren Buffett is. He owns Berkshire Hathaway. We are actually owned by Berkshire Hathaway now. Doris is kind of semi-retired, but she's always still very much involved. You see her at national conference, but it's because of her that we have this amazing opportunity to share with each other. And then our chief advocate, if there's ever a concern that you have, Jean Jonas, you'll see her. She has red hair. You're going to love her. She always says, wahoo! I love her, and I hope she never retires. Okay. So why? Why do people decide to start the Pampered Chef business? Well, there's a lot of different reasons why. So what I want you to think about right now is, why are you starting this business? So you could jot this down. I want you to think about this, okay? And I would love for anybody that's on to message me your why. And your why is going to change over time. So why truly are you starting? Are you starting because you want to make extra money? Are you starting because you want to be a part of something bigger? Are you starting because you want recognition because you don't get it at your day job? Are you starting to help with the mortgage payment or the car payment? Or maybe you're starting because you want to be able to take the kids somewhere this summer for vacation. Or, whatever the reason is, we all have a reason to start. So jot that down. The other thing I want you to think about is your purpose, okay? Because realistically, we have a why we're doing it, which is going to be the motivation. But our purpose is, well, how can we go about helping others? What is the purpose for this business, for this company, for you doing this business? Okay, so like for instance, my why was for fun money for my kids in the summer was why I started. And then the purpose of why I kind of stayed with it, and even initially, like my goal was to go out and teach people these amazing products. I mean, really, it's straight and simple for me because I love the products. So why would I not share them with other people to make their lives easier? Now my why and my purpose have changed over time, as yours will too. But jot these down because it's going to be fun for you to look back at in a couple of years when you're in the business to see what you wrote at that time. Now I want you to think about what the vision for your future of your business is. What do you want to accomplish? Is this something you want to do for a short period of time? Is this something you want to do more long term? Do you want to grow into a leader? Is this something that you could envision yourself doing years down the line? Training your kids, teaching them all about Pampered Chef and making food and making memories. So I want you to think about, well, if you had to predict what was going to happen with your business, where would you see yourself at in a year from now, in 3 years from now, in 5 years from now with your business? Would you be making more money each year? Would you be earning trips? Would you never pay for a product again? Would you make a ton of new friends? Okay, so think about these things, and these are things that you could come back to, but I want you to jot these down and then message me at some point in the next 48 hours what your thoughts are on these. Okay, so why, your purpose, and your vision for your future with your business. So now the next thing we want to start to talk about is, because obviously if you're joined the business, you got to start to think about, well, what are you interested in? How do you want to present this to people? What is your business plan? So we have some options. First of all, you could decide you would like to do cooking shows. Maybe you decided you would only rather do catalog shows and pass some catalogs around and just collect the orders. Or maybe you would like to do virtual parties where you basically do online groups in Facebook. There's some other online programs you can do. Or maybe you'll even do a combination catalog in Facebook. Now, if you are going to do all three, you are part of the trifecta group, which means that you are going to probably dip your hands in a little bit of all of these shows. And I always say it's important to kind of do a little bit of each of these. So if you're going to lean more towards doing home cooking shows, we still want you to try to dabble in the others because it's good to have that experience in case you ever had an emergency situation. So for example, say you're doing cooking shows, but then life happens and now you need a surgery. You are able to fall back on because you already have that basic knowledge and skills of doing virtual and catalog parties. Or if you're somebody that's always doing virtual catalogs parties, maybe you're going to dive into the cooking shows because you're going to be able to say current with what people are on trend with, what kind of meals are they looking for. It kind of gives you like the inside look at as what are people's kitchen dilemmas, things like that. And that will help you also gear your virtual shows. Now, we do have some extras that you could also do with like fundraisers. We have bridal registries. You can run cooking classes. What I love about the business is we're not stifled, so you have so much open opportunity to get creative. You could do vendor events that will get your name out there very early on. So there's a lot of different ways to do this, but ultimately the heart of our business stems back to our cooking shows and modeling, and there's different ways to do these. And I'm working on right now is developing a video of me doing a cooking show. Two different ways. One is a station style show where everybody dives in and cooks, and one is more of a demo base. So I'll be working on those and sharing those. But you have a lot of opportunity with cooking shows to vary those, as well as virtual shows. Do you want to do 24-hour ones? Do you want to do an hour one? Do you want to do 3 days, 5 days, 7 days? What is it that you prefer? So this is something you'd also want to jot down because of the fact that you want to start to develop your game plan as far as, well, how do you plan to be a Pampered Chef consultant? And of course, I always say you must always remember that a big part of our business is customer service. So making sure that as you get into the business, you're touching base with customers, checking in on products, things like this, which will help you to grow your business even more. So now what I want you to start to think about is, well, how many shows? So now you thought about what style show you would like to do, or maybe styles shows if you're doing more than one. And now what I want you to think about is, well, how many shows would you like to do a month? So our motto of the company is 8 will make you great, because that's what it's been proven on. 8 shows a month, no matter what style, is always going to help you to grow your business. Even if people cancel on you, you always want to book 8 or more. And the idea of this is, if you think, oh my gosh, 8 is just too much, it's too immense for me, the way you can break it down is thinking, well, 2 shows a week. So maybe you're going to do a home show and a catalog show. Maybe you're going to do 2 virtual shows. So thinking of breaking it down a little bit more. Now, how many shows do you want to consistently do? So you want to make sure that you're setting a goal for yourself, and that you know that this is the number you're working with every single month. Because what happens is if you fall flat and you say, I'm going to do 8 shows, and then you don't book any for the next month, you're scrambling last minute. So if you know you want to book 8, you book 8, and then you move on to the next month, and then you keep moving to the next month as you keep booking. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be building your business 3 months ahead of yourself. So that way you never run out of business, you never run out of bookings. And as you continue to get bookings at your most current shows, you will add them to wherever you need other bookings. So maybe you're going to up the ante and do 12 shows next month. Or maybe you're like, oh, I already have my 8, I'm going to slide them into May. Okay, so that's what you have to think about. Now, how many people will you reach out to in order to achieve a booking goal? Now, statistically, you are probably going to be reaching out in your first 30 days in business to 40, 50, 60 people. And yes, it may sound absolutely insanely crazy, but statistically, usually if you have a group of 10 to 20 people, you're going to get 1 to 2 shows booked when you ask that many people. So you're going to hear the word no, and that's okay, because we're going to train you on some things that you can do when you hear the word no. You do not need to panic, because when you hear the word no, it's setting you up for success later on. What we look at it as is you're planting a seed for future business. So do not panic and think, oh my gosh, I heard no 10 times, I have to quit, I suck at this. That's not the case. We all hear no. We all start at the same spot as you did, and it's okay to hear no. So what I want you to do is challenge yourself to go for no and see how many no's you get and how many yeses you get. All right, so make it more of a challenge, and every time you get a yes, reward yourself. Now, we think about the number. You thought about what type of shows you want to do, the number of shows you want to do. One of the things I want you to think about now is your calendar. So if you have a calendar close to you, it's time to get it out. If you don't have it close to you, you want to jot things down on a notepad here. And what you want to do is you're going to go through your calendar, because it's very important for you to set your calendar up to be a busy person, whether you're busy or not, okay? Because people want to do business with busy people. It kind of sounds weird, right? But you have to think of it this way. If you go to a home party and somebody says, oh, I'd like to book a show, and you open up your bookings and there's 0 shows and your calendar's empty, what that person is perceiving as they suck because they have no bookings. You don't want that to ever be the case. So one of the things I learned very early on from my director was busy people want to do business with busy people, because if they look at that, they go, oh my gosh, I got to get on their calendar. I don't want to lose that date. And that's the idea of it, is that it gives you that opportunity to really be strict with your business, because this is your business. It's not somebody else's business, it's yours, which means they're not setting your hours, you're setting your hours. They're not setting what days you do shows, you're setting them. So that's the beauty of this, that flexibility. So what you're going to do is in your calendar, you're going to go plug in every date you're not available to work. So maybe your kid's soccer game, taking mom to the doctors, taking, oh, I have to take a nap. I don't care what it is. Put everything into your calendar. If you need to, color code it. Because when people open up, they're going to go, wow, she is busy. Okay? And that's okay, because then that means you're going to solidify bookings. So you're putting everything, even the gynecologist, you're going there, put that in your calendar. Everything under the sun. Got it? Got it. All right? We want you to control your business, because the fact is that if you stop controlling your business and you let others control your business, you're going to be out of business, because you're going to be stressed out about your business. And we don't want that to happen. So what you want to do is set yourself up with office hours right from the beginning of this, starting your shows, letting your host know, letting customers know, these are the days and times I'm available for customer service. These are the days and times I do parties. You know, letting that in the forefront, because you don't want to be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because if what happens then is people think that they could just constantly call you And you don't want this to be a bother. You want to treat it like a business. What I always say to everybody is, if you treat it like a business, you're going to make money like a business. If you treat it like a hobby, it will cost you money. Okay, so that's the idea of this, is we want you to treat this like a business right from the get-go by setting your hours, setting your goals of how many shows you want to do, and really knowing what days you want to work. So you're going to go through. One of the things I do on my calendar is I mark green when I want to work, and I write AM or PM. I know I do shows at either, if I do an AM show, I'm doing the show at either 11, 12, or 1. They're my AM show times. If I'm doing a PM show, it's either at 5 or 6 p.m. at night. Once in a while, I'll do a 7 p.m. fluky one on a Friday night. But I know, because they're my set times. I also know I do shows Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays, and some Saturdays. I rotate my Saturdays because I like to be off with my family. The other thing is, for the summer, I'm changing my business hours. So I am going to go strictly, is my goal to go strictly Monday through Thursday booking parties, because I want to be able to free up my weekends to be with my family in the summer, because during the school year, it's too hard for me to do that. I need to do my shows on the weekends because of the way that my husband works. So now I'm switching, and it's okay to switch your business hours, but you want to put it out there so people are aware. And don't be afraid that if somebody messages you outside your business hours, do not feel you need to respond immediately. You want to provide good customer service, but you also want to keep your sanity and provide them the best customer service during your business hours, okay? And the only reason I'm saying this is because as you get busier, you're going to go, oh my God, my phone goes off this much. Everybody wants to have a party. They want this, they want that. And you want to provide them that, but you don't want to get that, to answer my phone. Hello, can I help you? You just don't want that tone. You want to always be positive. So that's why I say, if you set these things in place, it's going to set you up for success with your business. Now, here's one of the things that we're going to have you do right now. And I'm only going to give you a couple of minutes because this is something you're going to be working on and sending to me through Messenger. I'd like to see a private message of this. So please make sure you snap a picture. This is what we call your Frank's list, okay? Anytime that you are going, oh my gosh, I need bookings, what do I do? You come back to your friend Frank, okay? So Frank is your go-to man in this business. Frank stands for friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kids associations, spouse or spousal. You could put it as spouse associations, or you could put it in as like different associations around the neighborhood, like social communities, things like that. So let me go through each of these just so you know. So what you're going to do is you're going to jot down for these categories, you're going to put down 5 to like 10 people in each category. So you're going to think about 5 friends you know that are going to help you. Now, I want to preface this a little bit, because one of the things with direct sales is sometimes what happens is you get into a group and you're in your circle of friends and family because it's a comfort level. You got to step out of your comfort level because you want to make sure your business will grow. So you want to have different networks of friends. So what you want to do is when you're thinking of these categories, please don't name everybody that you know that are all connected, because otherwise it's going to be a hamster wheel and you're going to be in the hamster ball and spin and spin and spin. And then all of a sudden you're going to run out of business. So what's going to happen is I want you to think of people that live near you. I want you to think of people that live far away. I want you to think of people that live across the country in different states. I want you to think of people that you could only do virtual parties with. I want you to think of people only home parties with. You're going to try to think of a big network of people that are not necessarily all connected, okay? So you're thinking of friends. You're thinking of relatives. You're thinking of acquaintances. So acquaintances would be like hairdresser, nail technicians, doctors, dental hygienists, like people that you know and you see, but maybe you're not super duper close to, but you have a relationship of some sort with them. Maybe your child's teachers, maybe, and then when you get, well, I guess when we get into the kid associations, as I say, you can think of like your kids' friends' parents, so that would go under the kids one. Neighbors, of course, if you live in a further distance away, it's always a great opportunity for you to, to get to know some of your neighbors. So holding an open house when you first get started, and invite some of those neighbors that live further away from you to your home if you do live in the countryside. A kids association, like I said, different sports things that your kids are in, inviting their parents, or their friends' parents, things like that. Spouse connections, anybody your spouse knows, your in-laws, maybe somebody your spouse works with, maybe if he works with any women or men that might be interested in the business. You could also do social communities. So as far as like your church groups, YMCAs, any type of affiliations that you might have with any types of groups like that. Try to even think like any like PTOs, things like that. Pretty much everything and anything is fair game. So this is just a way for you to think of it. So you're going to think of a list. And let's just say, for an example, that you put 5 in each of these categories. You're looking at 30 people, right? So I always up the ante. I challenge you to put 10 in each. But so let's just say you do 30 people. What I want you to do then is code them. Which people do you think would be good to ask to do virtual? Like if you live in Pennsylvania and they live in Texas, pretty sure they're going to probably do a virtual party. If you want to fly there and do a home show, you can write it off on your taxes, which is super duper fun too. But I want you to code your groups of people because it gives you an idea of your verbiage, which I'm going to show you in a couple minutes, as far as, well, what do I say to get a booking? So you're going to label which ones you think would be good to talk to about a virtual party, catalogs, cooking shows, fundraisers, and weddings. So if you know somebody that's getting married, talk to them about a registry rather than talking to them about a virtual party. If you know somebody and they're really big and they're always involved in all the different things in your community, talk to them about fundraising because they're going to probably say no to you about a cooking show. But if you say, well, we could do a fundraiser and your organization could raise money, they're going to go, oh, yeah. So sometimes when we talk to people, they'll initially say no to us. But if you know a way around that and you kind of know, like, okay, well, this person's not real tech savvy, I'm going to see if they want to do a catalog party. So when you know your people, it gives you an opportunity to create the verbiage that's appropriate for them to help them to basically decide to host a show with you. Okay? And of course, one of the big things, if you look at the very top of the page, that says throw your own launch party. Everybody within your first week of business should be setting up a launch party, whether it's online or at home. I personally recommend an at-home one and a virtual. I would do both. Your at-home one, you could even keep the sales separate and do 2 different launch parties if you wanted to. You could do one as like a mystery host party where maybe everybody that orders, like you pull a winner out and they would get the host rewards from that party. I've done that for things. So maybe you could do the virtual one that way and then do a home one. Now, most of the time, if you do a home launch party and you really promote it, most of the times our consultants are hitting their 1250 in sales within one to 4 shows, basically. A lot of them hit them right at their launch party. So I would definitely recommend that. I also recommend reaching out to whoever you're joining under as far as a recruiter goes, because we would like to know when your launch parties are, so that way we can get on a training call with you, assist you, give you ideas, answer any questions you have, and make sure that we can help to set you up for the best success as well. So these are the words to say. Now I am recording this, so there's going to be a playback that I will share with everybody so that you could go back through, you could look at the verbiage on this. All this is giving you as an example of a virtual party and a cooking class. Which a cooking class is a booking, basically a cooking show. So the idea though that I did this is because I wanted to give you an idea of, well, how do you say this? How do you bring it up? These are just 2 examples. So I'm not going to read these verbatim for you because you are able to do that. You could also screenshot this if you wanted to right now with your cell phones. But like I said, this will be available for you to come back to refer to. And then, of course, depending on what show style you do choose to do, I'll show you in a few minutes where the training is for that, because we'll get you going with those too. So, making contacts. Now, I always preface this for every single person that joins because I want you to understand that part of our business is hearing the word no. And there's a couple of things that I always like to talk to you about when you hear the word no is, number one, you can never take it personal, because when you hear the word no, you never know who or what is affecting this person from saying no. There's a good chance, like maybe somebody says no to you when you ask them to book a party because maybe they just got bad news at the doctor's that day. Maybe somebody's saying no because maybe they're going through a divorce and you don't even know it. Maybe somebody's saying no because they're taking care of their kids and their parents because their parents are elderly. So they're just stressed out. Maybe somebody's saying no because they think that they have to spend money to have a party. Sometimes people think that they have to spend money. They really don't have to spend money. Sometimes people will say no to you because they think that their house isn't big enough or because they don't have enough friends to invite. So that does happen from time to time, and that's where it's our job to support these people and to allow them, actually I apologize about that. So to support these people and to let them know that it's okay, that if now is not a good time, that we could always book a later date. So it's okay to hear the word no, and we always say in the business to go for no because it's kind of a challenge, because every time you hear no, you're like, oh, I planted another seed. Oh, I planted another seed. So think of it as a garden, and you have your dirt and you plant a seed and you're watering it because, of course, they're seeing your pictures and all the fun you're having, and you're commenting on Facebook and everybody, we're celebrating your successes. And those seeds are planted, 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 planted all over. Before you know it, you have a whole farm and your crops will start to bloom. Okay? So that is just something to keep in mind, because eventually these people will probably come back to you for business, or you might ask them a second time, or you'll work through it with them and they might change their mind. So like I mentioned before, every 10 people that you talk to, you're going to get probably 1 to 2 bookings at most. So don't panic if you get 9 no's and then all of a sudden you get to the 10th person and you hear a yes. Now, you do not count anybody as a contact unless you have a physical conversation. So when we say, you're going to hear us often say, is we want you to make 25 contacts a week. So really, you're thinking Monday through Friday, 5 contacts a day. But if you message 10 people and they do not respond, even if you see they read it, don't take it personal. It does not mean they said no because they did not physically type the words NO to you. So when you do not hear a response, it means that you could call them again or message them again in 2 weeks and check in. You don't want to message them 24 times in 1 hour or 1 day because they'll probably block you. And I'm being honest. So you want to just kind of spread it out a little bit. But a lot of times, I'll be honest, I personally, somebody sends me a message, I'm at my school day, it's on my lunch break, I quick look and go, okay, I'll respond later, and I forget. It's not intentional. It doesn't mean I don't want to do what that person said. It just means I forgot all about it because life is crazy for everybody. So your contacts, when you make them every day, it only counts if you actually have a 2-way conversation with those people. Okay? And you never want to prejudge. So you can't look at somebody and go, oh, they'll never have a party. Oh, they'll never. You cannot prejudge. It's not our job to judge anybody. It's up to these people to decide. So we always offer the business to everybody, and we always offer a booking to everybody. Because in the world of Pampered Chef, if you invite them to the table and they join our business and they join our team, they're going to make money. They're going to get products for free. They're going to have a better stock kitchen. They're going to learn some new recipes for their family. And they're never, ever going to be mad at you. I can guarantee that. And if you invite them to do a party, it could be the night that they need it with all their friends that they didn't even realize, and they had such a blast, and now they feel so much better and they're rejuvenated. Or maybe they earned a ton of products on the virtual party, and now they have a stock kitchen. So these people are going to come back to you, and what's going to eventually happen is they'll start to refer you. So never be afraid to ask everybody and anybody. So if you're at the grocery store and you see somebody there, you have no idea who they are, but they have a thing of chicken in their cart, you figure out a way to talk chicken and lead it into Pampered Chef. Oh, I see you have chicken time. What kind of chicken are you making? Oh my gosh, I have this fabulous recipe. I make good chicken and asparagus. It's in a 1-pan meal, and I make such a beautiful pan gravy when I sear my meat. Work it in. And believe me, if you're not sure how to do that, we can help you with out and about contacts as well. All right, so moving along here. So we're talking contacts. And like I did just mention as far as out and about, so you do want to talk about your business and share it. So don't be afraid to let people know you're doing it. And when your kit arrives, if you did not receive it yet, take a picture, make sure you show your products, make sure you're in your apron, make it fun. Because when you see fun, what happens is your positivity people feed off of, and they want to be just like you because they don't want to miss out on the fun, okay? So the next part we're going to talk about is accountability. So now with accountability, success requires. So if you want to be successful in this business, you got to stay consistent, you want to persevere, and you want to have a positive attitude. All right? So what I mean by this, consistency, 25 contacts a week, 8 bookings a month, inviting people to join your team. Perseverance, when you hear the word no, you do not shut down, crawl up in a ball, and quit the business. It means you are going to muddle through until you get that yes. You're going to celebrate. You're going to post it on our team page, and we're all going to give you an air high five, and we are going to love you. Attitude, attitude, attitude. When you have a positive attitude, you're going to feed, and people are going to feed off of that. So what's going to happen is if they see you constantly positive, oh, I'm making dinner, I'm having so much fun, people are going to want to be with you. They're going to want to be around you. They're going to book a party with you, even if they don't even like Pampered Chef products, because they like you, okay? Your attitude and how you present yourself is really the true part of what you're selling in this business. And I've always said I'm not a saleswoman. I still to this day will tell you I'm not salesy. I hate sales pitchy stuff. I go in and I educate. And that's what you need to do is your attitude, your personality, and your knowledge of product and what we do is what will make you successful. Okay? So now I want you to think about the number of bookings that I had you write down just a little bit ago. What I want you to do is in the next 48 hours, your goal is to write a list of Franks. So remember the Franks list. You're going to generate a list of Franks. And in the next 48 hours, your goal is to get bookings from that Franks list, okay? Now, I'm telling you to do 5 to 10 in each category. You could go more. It doesn't matter. If you, for every time you get a booking, you can go on the team page and say, I just booked a party. I just booked a party. I can guarantee you everybody on our team page is going to be cheering you on, because that is truly the team that we have. We just have an amazing team who supports each other. So don't panic, okay? And one of the things I also tell everybody is I match effort for effort. I will always do a call with you. If you come to me, you have questions, you need help, I will guide you to where to find your answers, or I will provide you with answers. If you are somebody that comes to me and you're constantly asking me questions, but then I give you kind of like an action, like a call to action where I say, okay, well, I want you to do this now to help you with your business. Like, for instance, like this. The call to action would be is I want you to make the Franks list, and I want you to work on getting your bookings in the next 48 hours. So that way we can start you off strong. If you don't do this and then you ignore me, and then you come to me in 3 weeks and say, Vanessa, I need help again. If it wasn't because, like, you know, I get things come up, and I understand that there are definitely emergency situations, and I am very open to that. But I just want you to know that I wanted us to match effort for effort, time for time. So, if I give you a call to action, then what I want you to do is do that, and then we'll work on the next call. So I will always give you my undivided attention as long as you're doing the next steps, because otherwise we're just going to be spinning in circles. And I want to help you to move forward with your goals and with your business, okay? Now, as you're on this call tonight, I'm going to ask you this, and you're going to go, oh my gosh, what is she talking about? Do you want more with your business? Now, that sounds a little crazy to ask you because you're just starting your business, right? It is a little crazy, but this has been happening all over our country, and we are having people, what they're doing is they're joining the business. They're so excited about the business that they're fast tracking to directors. And what that means is when you start in the business right now, you are a consultant. When you add one team member to your team, you become a senior consultant. 2 team members, you become a team leader. 5 team members, you become a director. In that, there's certain statistics of things you have to do, like your team has to sell at least 5,000 within the same month, which is super doable if there's 5 people plus you. But what's happening is people are starting off and going, well, I want to go right to directorship because we like the idea of this. At directorship, you need less points to earn trips. At directorship, you don't, you make more money. At directorship, you get the products for free automatically. So some people jump into this going, well, I automatically want directorship. I'm not even going to start small. I'm going to go big or go home. And if you want that, I don't want to be selfish. I'm sharing that with you because I want you to have that opportunity to promote as high as you want right from the get-go. So if you do decide that you would like to fast track, I want you to let your recruiter know because we can help you do that. And the idea is that when you do become a director, you can actually earn up to a $2,000 bonus in your first 90 days. So if you're looking to make money, that is a quick way to do it. You're going to have a higher check. You can earn a bonus. You're going to get your free products. This new product line we just started in March. The company, if you promote to a director in the next month or so, or actually really the next 3 months, they'll send you the whole spring line for free. You won't pay a penny, not even shipping on it. So the other things you'll get is special stage recognition. So at conference, you get to walk the stage in red. We celebrate, big party. It's a lot of fun. You get invited to a private party at national conference. Now, if you want to be a director and be recognized this year, you have to promote by the end of May. That's the idea. But again, I told you, we'll help you to do that. If you're truly ready, we will help you. You're going to get more Pampered Chef dollars, so they're just going to keep accruing like crazy. And like I said, you get less trip points that you need to earn a vacation. And our next trip is to Disney, and I do not actually have that on there. So let me just talk vacations for a minute. So every year with Pampered Chef, you can earn a trip. They always have different levels of the trip, like a lower level and a higher level. And then we have what's called the elite level, which means you have to like really totally rock it out. Now, with that being said, last year that we actually are traveling to this year is Scottsdale, Arizona, or Hawaii. Okay, they were the 2 trips that we could earn. This coming year, like in 2019, we are working on earning Disney. There's 3 different levels for Disney. So it's, again, a low level, high level, and elite level. And it just goes by how many days and how much money you get to spend when you're there, because you also get spending money on the trips. At Plus, they pay for your airfare and travel. They arrange everything for you. You get fun, festive clothing. So it's really fun. But this trip that we're working on earning is Disney, which is airfare, hotel stay, park passes, breakfast, private parties. They shut down. I think it's Typhoon Lagoon they're shutting down for us. So Disney, you might say to yourself right now, because this was me, I started in March. The last day of March is when I started 4 years ago. And when they talked about the trips, I'm like, I can't earn that. I'm a minion in the company, right? And I went to national conference, which I'm going to throw in my little spiel about conference. If you want this business to be successful, you need to